My dog spent 3 hours barking at the back of my van. There was a killer hiding inside the whole time. My van broke down on a backroads highway at 9 p.m., and I was alone with my dog and everything I owned packed in the back. I just left my ex, 6 years, and when it was over I had one bag and Mara, my pit bull mix, who he always hated because she was ugly. Big square head, stumpy legs, snores like a trucker. He wanted me to rehome her. I didn't. That decision saved my life. I took the next exit and saw the sign. Harlan and Sons Auto Repair, a quarter mile up the road. The man who met me at the door was named Harlan Cole. Gray hair, clean white shirt, the kind of guy who reminds you of someone's grandfather. He introduced his two sons. Robbie was quiet and pale and barely looked up. The other one, Cal, was almost shockingly handsome. Broad shoulders, easy smile. He walked me out to the van with a clipboard, and when Mara growled at him, he just laughed and said she was smart to be careful. Harlan had the bill sorted with the U-Haul company before I even sat down. Free and clear, he said. We waited in the office while his sons worked. He petted Mara and talked about his wife, gone a year and a half now. Then he leaned forward. I don't want to alarm you, he said, but there have been incidents on this highway. 7 women found dead in the woods past the cornfields, all traveling alone at night. He looked at Mara. I'm glad you've got her with you. I thanked him. I meant it. Cal was already gone when the van was ready. Robbie handed me my keys without a word, held eye contact just a second too long, and said, drive safe so quietly I almost didn't catch it. I got back on the highway and it was full dark, country dark, the kind where the headlights barely touch it. Mara was restless from the first mile, pacing the seat, pressing her nose against the glass. I reached into the glove box for my phone charger and felt paper, a receipt, old and crumpled. Harlan and Sons Auto Repair, dated 14 months ago. Customer name at the top, Brianna Vasquez. I didn't recognize it. I looked her up at a red light 10 miles later. Brianna Vasquez was the third woman found in the woods past the cornfields. Reported missing 14 months ago. Last known location, a back roads highway 2 counties over. Her van had broken down too. Before I could even put my phone down, Mara stopped barking at the window and turned around. She was staring at the partition wall behind us, low growl, completely still. The bark she uses when something is wrong, not when something is outside, something inside the van. I drove the last 2 hours with both hands on the wheel and Mara standing in the back seat with her eyes locked on that wall, never sitting down, never making a sound. I told myself it was the receipt making me paranoid. I told myself that the whole way there. I pulled up to my sister's house at 2:48 a.m. Street dark, everyone asleep. I cut the engine and heard breathing, not Mara. I could see Mara in the passenger seat, mouth closed, chest still. The breathing was behind me, slow and controlled, coming from somewhere deep in the back of the van. I got the door open, got Mara out, backed up the driveway with 911 already dialed, and Mara moving in front of me in that low walk she does, keeping herself between me and the van. The back doors opened from the inside. Cal dropped out onto the pavement soaked in sweat, holding a knife, furious. He said Mara had been barking the entire 3 hours and he couldn't move. He said his brother had picked me out at the shop. He said he was doing him a favor, that it should have been easy, that it should have been done hours ago. Mara took his hand off at the wrist before the police arrived. The DNA matched 4 of the 7 women. The brothers had been using road traps on that highway for a year and a half, damaging vehicles just enough to force them into the shop. Most of the time, they fixed the car and that was that. But when it was a young woman alone, they followed her out. The woods past the cornfields were less than 3 miles from the shop. A year and a half, the same year and a half since their mother died. Harlan told police he had no idea. No charges were filed against him. I keep thinking about the way he leaned forward when he warned me. How calm he was. How specific. How he made sure I knew exactly what kind of road I was driving back out on, alone, at night. How he smiled when I thanked him for it. Mara's scar runs from her left shoulder to her spine. She's on my bed right now. She'll sleep there every night for the rest of her life. My dog spent 3 hours barking at the back of my van. There was a killer hiding inside the whole time. My van broke down on a backroads highway at 9 p.m., and I was alone with